Welcome to another edition of the Derder Headshot covering the NPPL Chicago Open. On Saturday's coverage, our first game is Sacramento Excessive versus LA Infamous.
Just got done playing Infamous. It was a really tough match. We started off down by 2 points, had a penalty, and a couple guys just played a little sloppy. We battled back to a 2-2 tie. So when we went down to overtime, it's a 3-on-3. They did a very similar break to us. We went to the snake corner. They kept all three in the middle. Greg bumped out from Dorito. I don't think Riley knew, so Riley tried to sneak up the middle, got caught by Greg in the pack, leaving it in a 2-on-1, and Jason hadn't gotten outside yet, so it kind of put Jason in a tough spot. Tried to go outside between Greg and Nikki. They caught him, left Corey in the 3-on-1 in that snake corner, and they ended up getting him. So really good match. I think we should play obviously a little bit better, but we'll get them next time.
We just played Excessive. We got up on them on 2 points. They came back and tied it up. Excessive was coming up the middle really hard, and they chopped up our snake side 1 point. They won that game really fast, and they just kept doing that. It was really hard to counter their moves, and because of that, they ended up getting those 2 points to come back and tie it up, taking it to overtime. In overtime against Excessive, they took the same initial bunkers that we took, not breaking out too far. Nikki and Greg were pushing really hard down the Dorito side. Nikki switched over into the middle, got a really crucial G on their guy filling up the middle, so it left it to a 3-on-2. Greg kept pushing down the Doritos, got the G on the Dorito side, and just came down to a 3-on-1, and we got the win.
Infamous takes this one in overtime, 3-2. Next up, we have New England Avalanche versus Vancouver Vendetta.
We just played an Avalanche. They got 2 up on us quick. They were just pushing middle hard and then getting down the snake quick on us. We're just losing bodies out of our bunkers, so we gave them those 2 points. And then third game, we came back with a middle push and really went down on I went all the way down the snake, shot a lot of guys, and got that point quick. Fourth game, we came at them same thing, but end of the game it ended with a 2-on-1. Unfortunately, one of our guys got shot, came down a 1-on-1. We lost that point. Then we just tried to push the rest of the game, push up the middle, because that's what they were doing on us, so we countered it, and it worked. We're getting down the field, we're pushing them back, and ended up being down to a 2-point spread, and we just tried to take another point in the end, but ran out of time.
We got up on them quick. We had a 1-on-1, won a little bit, but we ended up getting a lot of points. They got a couple at the end, running down, but we ended up sending them off. Great match by them, great match by us. We had no penalties. It was a good, clean game.
In the last point, Vendetta decides to shoot our cameraman, but our cameraman wipes the hit in time to catch Vendetta going through the gauntlet down the middle of the field. They did not come out successfully. And Avalanche takes this one 4-2. Next up, we have Tampa Bay Damage versus Edmonton Impact.
We just had a great game against Impact. It went back and forth. They won 1, we won 1, and then it came down to the last game. There was about 6 minutes left. It all came down to the very end. Always with those guys. We always have a good game against those guys. The last game, it was a 5-on-3 us. We had them on their toes, and we just kind of, made simple mistakes where we didn't look the right way. People got bunkered, and then we just got shot out of our bunkers at the end. So we just had to tighten it up. But all in all, we should have won that game. We kind of gave it away, which sucks. And always stupid penalties. I got a penalty for talking after the game, so that hurt us as well. And then they hung the flag with 9 seconds left to win the game.
It was a really close match. Whenever we play Damage, it's always really back and forth games, nice, slow, long points. The first game, I kind of went up the middle, made a few nice shots, and it was really back and forth. They were, I think, 5 or 6 minute points. So, Damage is always a tough team that we play against. Last game came down to about the last minute or so. They were up a few bodies on us, and we ended up, I think they got a penalty. I actually drew a penalty on our team also, and then ended up hanging the flag with about 10 seconds left.
Impact gets the win, 2-1. Next up, we have Portland Uprising versus Chicago Legend.
We just played a tough match against Uprising. They came out hot, we came out a little flat, went down 2-0. We ended up tying it up 2-2, played a good overtime point, lost in overtime. they're playing real well. They're 3-0 right now. They're about to go into Sunday, maybe 4-0. We'll see what happens.
We just got off the field against Chicago Legend. It's a pretty intense battle out there. This is I think the first time we played them in NPPL that we've actually come out on top, so feeling pretty good about that. You know, they definitely brought the heat, but we just kind of came out on top. We scored the first point. You know, they came right back. We came right back. Ended up going into overtime. We had a real close 40-second game that ended up not going anywhere. So ended up going into overtime. We came out on top. It was an intense battle. Shout out to Legend for bringing the heat, but you know, we're 3-0 right now. We got through keeping the intensity strong, and we're going to ride this horse into battle for the rest of the day and the weekend.
Uprising takes this one in overtime, 3-2. Up next, San Antonio X Factor versus LA Critical.
Played X Factor just now. Didn't do so well. We couldn't get to our secondaries. You know, our breakout was fine, but just couldn't do it. You know, they're a tough team, fast. You know, we just couldn't get like our balls to get them. You know, so we're gonna have to come out hard against Explicit next game. You know, just try to get a win.
Just got done playing Critical. It was a pretty good game. Overall, the points were pretty good. They got a major 1 point, and we had to play them 5-on-7. So that was pretty much a given point for us. So we're kind of having more of a slow breakout, trying not to risk anyone off the break. So we've been delaying the snake a lot, and it's been working really well for us. But as soon as we get in there, either me or Mike, we go right to their side, shoot as many guys as we can, and just do work. We're playing this field really well. Everything's going to plan, so looking good for us to make it on to Sunday. So hopefully we could get up there in the top 4 and win this event.
In the last point, Colt Roberts adds insult to injury as he gives the last Critical player a nice triple tap to the dome. Critical walks off in shame as they lose 5-zip.
Welcome to the MKR section of RazaLife.com. The MKR is an elite-level competition paintball jersey. Standard features of the MKR include crosshatch collarbone and shoulder padding, sleek accent piping, and our signature lay-flat collar. The MKR also features our gauntlet padding across the entire forearm and ergonomic padding on the upper arm and shoulder. The vented areas on the MKR help your body stay cool by releasing heat where you sweat the most, under your arms, sides, and down your back underneath your harness. The 1/4-inch padded half glove with the Lycra palm also comes standard on every MKR. And like every Raza jersey, there is plenty of space to lay spectacular artwork. Enjoy our Raza Label MKR collection, or make your own with our semi-custom and fully custom capabilities.
Next up is Indianapolis Mutiny versus San Francisco Explicit.
We just got done playing San Francisco Explicit, I believe. Came out, they scored a couple quick points on us, put ourselves kind of in a corner, tried digging out. We got a few penalties, which seemed to be pretty standard this weekend for whatever reason. And the rest was history. They ended up, I think, beating us 5-1, 4-1, something like that. So 0-3, 1 game to go.
Just got playing Mutiny. Real tough game. They played real well. You know, they got up in the 50s. They're a real strong team. You know, somebody to definitely look out for in the future. You know, we just having to stay a little more composed and having to pull it out in the end. So, you know, I guess we're keep it going for the team. So, keep an eye out for us. Good luck, Mutiny. Much love. Ciao.
LJ decides to let the ref know how he feels about his calls, and Explicit takes this one 4-1. Up next is DC Arsenal versus LA Infamous.
Playing against Infamous this first game today. We won the first 2 points, then they came back and won the second 2. Definitely good grind. And then we played them in an overtime point. Me, Mouse, and Spitz, you know, won the job, won that game. They're definitely a good team to play against. But got Avalanche coming up next in a little bit, and hope to put it on them to finish out 4-0 and go into Sunday strong.
Just finished our last game of the day on Saturday versus Arsenal. They went up 2 quick points on us. We had to come back, bring it back to grab a point. Made it 2-1, grab another point, 2-2. And we had about 4 minutes left. Excuse me. And then we had, you know, full control of the field. We put the press on. We shot all their guys out. We just ran out of time before we could hang it. So we had to go into another 3-on-3, which we love to do. And then, you know, they won it. They got away with one, you know. Thanks, Mouse, for letting me know about it. But, you know, we still have a fighting chance to squeak in and make Sunday.
Arsenal takes this one in overtime, 3-2. Next up is Sacramento Excessive versus Chicago Legend.
We just got done playing Legend, really close match. Came out, won the first point. They came out, won the last point with only like 3 minutes left. We were able to get a quick point on them. It was a really crucial game for both us teams. We were both 1 and 2, so we both needed to win the next match to go to Sunday. So I'm pretty sure that confirmed us. We'll be playing Sunday. So really exciting. Fans loved it. It's been a tough day of paintball and a tough weekend for Excessive, but we're looking to win the event.
We just got done playing Excessive. It was the last game of the tournament for both of us. It was a good matchup. They took the first game pretty convincingly. Actually, they had numbers on us. It went down to a one-on-one. Paint was a little bouncy, not to make excuses, but they pulled it out. Second game we went out there and tied it back up, but 2 really long points. So at the end of that, it was 1-1 with only 3 minutes to go in the game. And we just lost a lot of bodies on the break. They capitalized, had positions, and finished the game off. They scored that second point with like 18 seconds to go, so last-ditch effort. We just tried whatever we could. 18 seconds in the game is not impossible, but it's a pretty hard thing to do. So we tried it. Time ran out. They played good. Hats off to them.
Time runs out, and Excessive takes this one 2-1. Next up, we have Edmonton Impact versus San Diego Dynasty. This match starts off with Chad George forgetting to turn his gun on, allowing Zach Wake to easily make it to the snake. However, Zach forgets to turn on his gun as well.
We had to play against Impact. You know, we lost key bodies, and you know, they came down the field slowly, and they ended up beating us. We knew that we had to change our game plan around a little bit, so we changed some guns around, but we played a little bit more aggressive, and we came back and won 2 points and sent it to overtime. They ended up getting the first kill out of the snake. Came down the snake, put pressure on us, and just kind of methodically picked us out, and that was it. You know, it was a hard-fought match, but we ended up just falling short at the end.
We just played San Diego Dynasty. We came out strong. We won the first 2 points, pretty strong. We felt good. And then the third point, they came out real hard, and their game plan beat us up, so tied it. They made it 2-1, and then they had a really quick point, made it 2-2. The fifth point, we ran out of time. They were all crossed up. They held us off, so it sent the game to overtime. 3-on-3. 3-on-3 pretty much was just stay alive, you know, get a kill and then work on them. And we did just that, you know, got on the snake, and then Alex was crawling down. He didn't know I was in there. Got that kill, and then we started moving on them and finished up the game, and we went 4-0 now.
In the overtime point, Justin Cornell gets himself a hat trick, and Impact takes this one in overtime, 3-2. Up next, we have Vancouver Vendetta versus Portland Uprising.
We just got done playing Portland Uprising. It was a real close match. We got down 3-1, tried to bring it back, got it back to a 2-3 game. We had about 18 seconds left to win the last point. Went through, got the last point, hung it, got the thumbs up from the judges like we won. And then about a minute after that game, we're getting all ready for our 3-on-3s to go try to win that match. And the head ref came over and told us that both teams false started, so we had to replay that 18 seconds. You know, it's kind of a disappointing situation. You know, we really thought we had it.
You know, sometimes the ball doesn't fall your way. So other than that, pretty good game against Uprising. They played real well.
Just played Vancouver Vendetta. Came down to got a lot closer towards the end than we thought it was going to. I think we went up 2-0. They caught back up 2-1. Then we went up 3-1. And then hardly any time left, and they came down with some real quick points. They got it to 2-3. And then there's like 20 seconds left on the clock. We go out, and I think we had 4 guys get pulled on a false start, and so they win and they tie it up at 3-3. So we say, hey, well, why did we get so many guys pulled on the false start? They said the other guys false start, but they didn't pull them because of the other field. So they replayed the point, and we were able to pull that one out. They got a major right towards the end, and so that made it a 4-2 final score. So finished out 4-0 for prelims and coming in hot for Sunday.
In the last point, Kyle Martell pulls off a sidearm gangster shot, but the ref doesn't like his style, and he gives him a major penalty. Uprising gets the swing point and takes the victory, 4-2. Next up, we have Indianapolis Mutiny versus Tampa Bay Damage.
We just played Tampa Bay Damage. Close game. We ended up losing 3-1. A couple penalties both ways, but it was a tough battle. Who knows? Maybe we'll get them next time, but whatever. We did our best.
We just played Mutiny, and we came out. I think we won like 3-1. Time ran out at the end. We would have scored that last point with one guy alive, but we didn't. He didn't make it to the station on the time. But yeah, it was a hard-fought game. We lost 1 point. We were kind of hoping to not lose one and win 5-0 so we could get that point spread, maybe make it in. I don't know if we did or not, but it's paintball.
In the last point, Damage decides to shoot our camera guy. He wipes it, then they shoot him again. But he manages to wipe in time to catch Yaya Bouchez running into a stream of pain on the Dorito side. Time runs out, and Damage takes this one 3-1. Next up is New England Avalanche versus DC Arsenal.
Played Avalanche. First point, we came out strong, got a good win. And second point, did basically the same thing. And then third point, they got a minor penalty, so they had to start with 2. We down 2, so 5 players off the break. Then we just played it slow from there, killed some time.
We just played DC Arsenal. They just came at us hard. We came out a little flat. We got a lot of penalties on the first point on the snake side. It hurt us. We had to play guys down almost the whole match. It just didn't go our way. They came out, they just beat us on the Dorito side. Didn't really play the snake that much on us, which we expected. But it happens. Game plan better next time, and see you next event.
Nothing seems to be working for Avalanche, so Keith Devitt decides to bunker his own teammate, jump over the snake beam, and then crawl into the middle of nowhere and then get covered with paint. Arsenal takes this one 5-0. Up next is San Antonio X Factor versus San Diego Dynasty.
Got done playing Dynasty. That was a match that would either put us in the quarterfinals or knock us out. We had to basically score 2 points against them to put us in. If they beat us by more than 3, then we were out and Damage was in. The way it worked out is we came out. We saw them play yesterday, and they weren't playing super solid, but they were really strong as far as their back line, which they always are, and they won a lot of games by chopping people up, trying to push too hard, numbers down, so we knew we had to close real smart on them. First game came down to a 3-on-3. We grinded out, ended up being me, Billy, and Grayson. You know, we pulled that one out, won the second point, came out, won the third point, went up 3-0, and then they came back and won a quick point. We still had about 4 minutes left, and we just tried to close it up on them. It came down to time at the end. We won, which ended up putting them out and Damage in.
We went out there. We were prepared. We scouted their game. We knew exactly what they were going to do. At least we thought. We lost probably about 1 to 2 guys immediately off the break in the first point. They just kept coming down our Dorito side. It seemed like they traded bodies with Dalton on the Dorito side. Also having a snake presence, but it seemed like the Dorito side, they just kept coming down. The last point, I thought we had it, and we definitely, we were all up on their side of the field. I went to the snake. Eggs was in their brick. We called the closet. Eggs eventually died. I was in their snake too. I shot the dude going to the Dorito 1, and he played on. by the time they pulled him out and assessed the penalty, the dude already in the back left snake corner already came down on the inside and shot me. So it was a stalemate, so no one won that point. But game was already over. We had like 10 seconds left. So yeah, we lost that game.
Colt forgot to pay his dues on his bunker insurance, so he pulls the penalty. But he gives his teammate just enough time to take out Mike Mesa, and X Factor takes this one 4-1. Our last match of the day is LA Critical versus San Francisco Explicit.
We just finished up our last match of the prelims. Very close game against SF Explicit there. Very good team. We've practiced them before, so we know a little bit about them. But I mean, we took the first point, so we were in the driver's seat. Had it under control. We had to go out and hold the point. The clock was on our side. Fortunately, we lost a couple guys off the break, lost that game. So it was back to an even 1-1. So basically 0-0. And the next point they ended up taking that point. So it was tides kind of turned, and it was us trying to make up for lost games there. It was unfortunate we came up a little short. We came and got a quick 30-second point or something like that right there at the end to get it within one, but just fell short to Explicit. It's a good team, man. They play hard, so they work hard. Well deserved. But great tournament all in all. We're a new pro team. We'll be around.
We just had our last game of the day against LA Critical. Started out, went up 1-0. Then next point, I actually got a major penalty at the end, made us have to start with 5, which is, it's kind of hurtful to us. We ended up losing 2 straight, and then we were able to come back and pull it out, and we're into Sunday, so seeing you guys tomorrow.
In the last point, Tyler Osborne bunkers the ref for not calling out the last player quick enough. I hate my job. Explicit gets the win, 4-3. Thanks for watching the Derder Headshot. Make sure you head over to RazaLife.com and pick yourself up a new headband. Too damn hot to be wearing a beanie in the summer. Duh. Bitches.